Right Mine Wrong. Existence of Non-Existence. By. Padded walls surrounded me. As I began to come to. Dazed and confused, oh, where could I be? And why is my life not through? Such a pounding, ringing, inside my head. Just an aching headache, I suppose. Why is it so hard to just cease and be dead? That one answer I don't know. Belted and strapped, I lie on the floor, desperately trying to move. Then startling, there's a noise at the door. And a man and woman walked through. Benjamin Anthony Miller, he stated. In a cold, deep voice, yet pleasant, as I recall. You're okay, you've just been sedated. The pills didn't work after all. He said, my name is Dr. David Bolt, MD. And the state has placed you under my care. You will undergo rehab and a lot therapy. All I could do was just stare. And this is my associate, Renia Jones. She's here to assist, so please don't resist. For a good while this will be called your home. Renia was a strawberry blonde bombshell. And her eyes were filled with concern. With a look on her face to cast a good spell. We'll bring you on back, we'll help you return. Doc Bolt reached out and grabbed my arms. And said, would you please come this way? Still staring at Renia's great charms. I said, sure Doc, you lead the way. If you promise to be good and nice. We will remove your jacket of chains. Boldly I nodded not once, but twice. Please, Doc, any time today. They removed the coat and led me down a hall. With a lot of bright lights and bars. Don't you worry, this won't be bad at all. We're going to my office, it's not far. We entered his room and I quietly sat down. Naturally I sat on the laid-down couch. Doc was looking over papers, so quiet, no sound, and surprisingly he held his hand out. As we shook hands, he asked me, Ben, do you why you are here? I couldn't think of what it could be. You gave some people quite a scare. Would you tell me why you tried to take your own life? Just help me to see. Is your world so bad you just have to die? Has it always treated you so mean? With as many pills that you had took. It's remarkable that you're still here. Still feeling the effects. I shook. And my eyes began to shed tears. He said, Ben, I'm going to hypnotize. So we can try and see what's wrong. Yeah, right, I thought. I'm petrified. So anyway, let's go on. So lay back and close your eyes. Forget that we're still around. And follow what I say with your mind. Let's just see what's to be found. 199, 98. You're doing really well. You're doing just great. 97, 96, 95. Count along with me in your mind. 94, 93, 92. Your lids are heavy too. 91, 90, 89, 88, 87, 86. We'll soon find the problem and soon you'll be fixed. 85, 84, 83. You're beginning to fall asleep. 82, 81, 80, 79. Now 10, just a few more, it's almost to the end. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're in a deep, deep part of your mind. 4, 3, 2, and now, 1. Ben, can you still hear me? Real good. Nod your head if the answer is yes. Excellent, now listen close if you would. Let's begin the test. The doctor asked where I am at in my head. I'm standing on the edge of a cliff wishing I was dead. Calmly he directed me to back away. After a slight hesitation, I agreed. There's always another chance, another day. So I sat beneath an old oak tree. Tell me what you see and hear. And please, the details I want to know. Don't be afraid to share your fears. Be brave, be wise, and be strong. As I sat beneath the old oak tree, in the distance the full moon removed the light. Oh, what may be may never be. Until the end of time. A soft brisk wind blows across my skin. The tremble makes the hair on my arm rise. Again and again and again and again. I'm doomed to perish tonight. A slight sound of water running from the river down below. And the leaves falling across. The cold damp air is full of souls. Yes, I mean the ones that are lost. Then across the field of waist-high grass, a shadow moved and caught my eye. Perhaps just an animal that will soon pass. Or my questions will be answered tonight. Naturally, I turn my head, staring in the direction which it had came. But it's gone. I see nothing instead. That sure rattled my brain. Then just as I was about to stand to get a better look, behind me there did sit a man. In his right hand he held a big black book. I know what you've come for, he said, in a thunderously deep voice. That you shall receive and a whole lot more. To that you've done made your choice. His hair was long beneath his black hat, black robe and black cape. Yet, when he opened up his eyes, there shone such fiery flames. What would you like to know first? Ask and you shall be told. Why do we hunger? Why do we thirst? Or maybe you need a new soul? No, I said, what I'd like to know is what is the meaning of life? He said, man began a long time ago. And since, man just lives to die. You see, everything that is going to happen has already happened before. And it will still happen again and again, until it happens no more. From dust to dust, a man began. And to live is to die. So survive if you must. But you won't survive the night. You see, the oceans run into the rivers, and the river into the creeks. That's how the water is delivered. But then it still returns to the sea. I would next like to know why there is no love I can feel. No matter how hard I have tried, I can't make it real. Bowing his head he said, my poor boy, there is only a lost hope. Peep inside. An urging for a comfortable companionship of joy is all that is there to find. For love is just an imaginary word that people say comes from your heart. That's ridiculous, it's absurd. It pumps blood. That is its only part. Very good, I smiled. Next, please. Tell me where from did we come? Take me away for miles and miles. Back to when it all begun. First of all, you need to understand. Our time and God's are not the same. For your measly life is short, you are man. For one breath of God and your life's gone. One cell became another. And another became much more. With the air of the sunshine. And the water God put on the shores. He created the skies, the clouds, the mountains and the sea. In those cells he breathed life, which became you and me. It is written God created man in his own image. But that is taken to the extreme. 2 arms and 2 legs and eyes and ears. That is what an image means. So you think what you like about evolution. How much can anyone else explain? Constant changes are still being seen. And they will till the final days. All right, how about all the hate we feel? Why can't we just all get along? Why do people cheat and steal? Why can't they see that it's wrong? That's an easy one, he stated. It's because of lust and greed. That and love are closely related. Just compare them and you'll see. Nation will rise against nation. And kingdom against country for all. There's been war since the beginning of creation. Never no mercy at all. Next, some people believe asleep is asleep. And awake is awake. But how do we know for sure? Awake could be asleep and asleep could be awake. Surviving in a dreaming remorse. Well, that is hard to explain real well. But I'll do the best I can. You see, reality you can tell. And a fantasy can ruin a man. So if you think you really believe what you say you do, and you feel then that is your reality. Rather it is a dream. Or is it real? Some people fade into a whole other mode. To escape the prison they are in. They accept it for their real home. Never to return again. Sir, please, could you tell me? What is the reason for death? For death is an escape to be free. And let your poor body rest. As it is written in the book of life. You must first be born in order to die. To make room for an upgrowing race, you have to be put in a grave. What is our purpose of life on earth? What are we supposed to do? Is it to just have pain and get hurt until our days are through? With a smile he replied, I suppose you can look at it that way. Yes, you're meant to feel pain and cry. But you're only taking up space. Like a puppet on a string. God moves you as he wants. Just a toy of God, just a thing. If you don't like it, so what? For in the space, you see, you're just passing through. So it may be better to just dream. Suck it up, you'll pull through. What about our existence? Is there more than meets the eye? What I mean to say for resistance. Is there something that doesn't meet our life? Yes, for sure, there is much more. Way more than you'll ever believe. So much more just behind a door. But no naked eyes will see. 'Cause the farther out in space you look, the more you will understand. And the farther into a microscope you'll be hooked. Look both ways and you'll see the plan. The world is like one circle of a DNA scale. And it's in the middle of all things. You see, we could be nothing more than a rail. Like an ant bed on a beach. The doctor just sat and stared, with his fist under his rolls of chins. Most definitely Renia was scared. What kind of place does this man live in? No wonder he tried to leave this place. That sort of knowledge is most damaging. Only an imagination of a psychotic man insane. Or is it from a lunatic just trembling? As Renia tried to dissect my words, she stood and walked over to where I lay. Placing her hand on my shoulder, she heard an agonizing moan so strange. At that exact moment, Doc rose, removed his glasses and began to speak. Attentively, Renia listened real close, expecting a final analysis, you see. But the words she'd thought she'd hear were far from a normal response. Indeed, never before have I encountered such stuff. Para-abnormal psychosis, I believe, along with a case of depression, and a case of non-acceptance of will. A man with no choices of expression. No wonder he took all those pills. No medication would help him now. I don't know, but he may be too far gone. Oh, so much help he needs, yet I don't know how? Nevertheless, let's just go on. So returning to their chairs in which they had sat, and reopening my file, Renia asks, has he gone mad? Perhaps he has walked his last mile. Ben, can you still hear me? Yes, was my only reply. Then please proceed. Tell me more about what's on your mind. 'Tis this feeling deep inside of me. Just a chase I can't escape. Am I living my world in a fantasy? Or doing it behind the tiger's gape? Finally figuring out what I'm looking for. But it's just not what it had seemed. It's totally freaked out and a whole lot more. Just nightmare in one of my dreams. Trying to escape from this prison I am in. But I'll never even come near. Never will this evil night end. That's why I'll shed my final tear. What makes you say these things? I'm asked. What caused you so much pain? Acceptance of relentlessness has definitely bounced past. Perhaps it's a mixture of shame. Have you ever lost someone, not just a friend, but a soulmate? And you feel life, as we know it is done. And has it built a fort of hate? From listening to your thoughts, I'm certain that's not all. Is there some evilness you believe you bought? Or is what you say true after all? Return to your land, that of which you have described, and resume the conversation that you're having with him. Tell me more about this man, and explain again how you think that time came to begin. Once again, I'm back where I belong. Yes, it's here. I feel so safe. Except for now the full moon is gone, and darkness has found its way. Still there is some reflection of light, scattered all about. When I see a rock of fire in the sky, then the explosions of thunderous sounds fade out. With amazement I turn to the man of shadows, the one of which I have told. He that had came to me from the waist-high meadows, to let all things be known. What has happened? I cried. He answered in a voice so low. This is how it all started. Dry those eyes and let the story be told. All this space you see above us now gave into a tremendous new style, and placed itself in different portions of sound. Open your mind and listen, reject denial. With so much area at hand to deal with, the universe began to be seen. Here a star, there a star, and shown they sure did. For each star that appears unto you, there is a reason and a mission at hand. You've heard follow the stars, they tell you what to do. So bear with me, you will understand. Then they were placed in what you call the Milky Way. Planets, and family, and a home. And for billions and billions of years. There they will stay until the time they explode. Surrounding the floating balls of stone and rock was a cold, breathless void you call night. Dark and empty, and all that is alone embarks and stays till the end of time. Like a dark stranger, I say, beware of the one who in his hands holds the balls of rock, and away your breath of hope he'll take with care, crashing into the earth. It was then when we first had felt the shock. The area above had formed. Now we call it sky. The one who made all this come to be had spoke. That's how this planet awoke. Then came crashing down was a meteor, the size to remove, and sending gases so moist, racing across the land. Spoke did the one above. Now watch as he divided sea and land. But still he knows that he's not done all he's thought of. He put seeds into the earth as he planned. Up sprouted green plants and trees, bearing juicy round fruit for food. Still something's amiss he could see. So he know what he would do. Perhaps some small moving things I could watch would be nice. To watch grow and survive, then die. Just a gesture of my infatuationist mind. Possibly fascinate me for a while. On one ocean-front shore he laid a small thing called an organism to be born. Appearing from that he had made was what he had most adored. From the sea where it came to life, to the dirt in which it would roam, the Great One put us all here on that night, and said, this for a while will be called your home. So, therefore, the creation of man begun, made in the image of himself. By that he meant 2 hands, feet, legs, eyes, ears and thumbs. That's how evolution had run. Now with more knowledge than I had ever dreamed, I asked the man of shadows once more, what is the purpose of life for me? And why has my mind been torn? You say that the existence of us is merely to entertain someone. So what is this question, which we all search? To get from birth to death with ease, you must run, leaving a constant emptiness feeling inside you. Was a most important part of his plan. For only a short time you will be in this state. The future holds you in his hand. Patience till that day. Mere puppets, as I have told. Your every move is not your own. The ending, the leaving time's not known. Till then, be kind to the soul. You marry, then reproduce. Multiply, divide and fall. A new will take your place, that's true. Just a repeating existence after all. You'll work hard all your days, yet you know you can't take it along. So why should you cause yourself pain? Just to pass it along? That's wrong. Blood was shed. Lives were lost. The seas turned red. No matter what the cost. Man created man. And woman was created the same. You are not how you were meant to be. Like a horse that's gone lame. To succeed you kill. To conquer you lie. To have what you want. without even a conscious mind. You've filled the air with trickery. Mere foolish men long to be great. This is not how the man above meant it to be. You are all better off dead, yes, buried with your greed in your grave. All that's left for you to do is to wish that this wasn't today, and you could miss all the shame you go through, yet knowing all along that you can't. Once so young, now so old. That's just how it is. Once you were here and left a mark to carry on. A sibling, another embarrassment, your kids. They will walk in their parents' shoes. Do as they say and do as they done. Experience the same thing that they went through. The same example of the shamefulness of the son. That's why you cry at night. That's why you bow your head in disgust and regret. No, it's not ever going to be all right. You've done past your best days yet. All to look forward to is this. Soon it will all be over for good. And no, you will not ever be missed. You'll be forgot, as you should. Cheer up, he said with a smile. He looked at me. Remember forever what you never had, or maybe you did have in your dreams. So you ask if awake is awake? I would have to disagree, 'cause asleep is not asleep unless you can get up and walk with me. Therefore, when you dream, you're really alive. That's where you don't cheat or kill to survive. All remains to have be seen, you're doomed to die instead. Unless you stay in your dreams and live in your head. So if you're full of pain, and sorrow fills your life, then you must be insane to still be here tonight. For nothing can ever come around to set you free from hurt, unless you accept the fate you have found. Lie down and cover up with dirt. Mr. Shadow Man, this is totally all such a shame. But I still believe I am alive. Somewhere in my brain. That's the only escape I have ever even found from this hell of a home that is submerged in dreams. Yes, always I will sleep. So don't wonder where I have gone. So, one last question I want to ask before we say goodbye. Will all the torture I feel just pass if I remain in this dream tonight? You have listened very well, my son. You have received the answers to the questions all seek. Yes, it will. All the evil will turn and run. As long as you remain asleep in your dreams. Then that is what I wish to do. Sleep forever in a peaceful, restful dream. No more of this land of doom. No more pain for me. The shadow arose and stood on that hill. Fiery eyes lift up to the deep. And said as he turned to walk away from his gill. Said, rest now, my son, may your eyes forever stay closed. And may you eternally remain in your dreams. Just as strangely as the shadow came near, it faded back into the distant cold. Oh, so empty now, rid of fear. I had heard a soft faint, so long. Doc and Reneo still listening to my last words. Feel the angle of death as it comes close. Shaking me, slapping me, but nothing is to be heard of me. At last this is the path I have choose. Still they try to get me to come back saying, why do you want to die? But a breath and heartbeat is what this body lacks. I have only changed in your eyes. I still think I've done the right thing. I couldn't be happier in this place. Now I'm beginning to feel something strange. The flesh I feel pulling away. Something else is happening. I'm actually going to escape. Things are soft of just fading. And a bright light shines in my face. Nothing at all now can I see. And feel nothing at all within. Wondering where I am at and who did I once be. Slowly darkness has set in. This isn't how I dreamed. How I was told I would feel. Could this darkness be the rest which he meant? 'Cause I sense I've lost hold. Perhaps when this all stops dead, I'll start to live in my dreams. Yet an existence, of no existence, is now in my head. Without resistance. No more. Is there, me. The end. H.T.